He got me at, hey, I appreciate you, brother, but my name is Napoleon Wade. And I was like, man, I got to tell him about my movie. I just came up on editing my own movie and stuff, and it was about a lot of young kids, all these young kids just destroying each other, killing each other, going in these stores, and they're ripping all of this stuff out and stealing stuff. And it's like a setup. I can see it's like a setup for them later on in life. And so I went on and made a movie about it. Went around the whole United States, and I started praying for all these young men and young women that's just shooting and killing each other.
Wait a minute. You went to state just to pray for everybody.
I didn't go state to state. I went around the whole country. So God gave me specific places to go. So my first stop was San Diego. Next stop was Galveston, Texas. Then it was Miami, Florida. Then it was West Virginia Beach, West Virginia. Then I went up to Maine, a little place called Lincoln, Maine. I know you got another different city called Lincoln, but you got a little spot named Lincoln, Maine. Then I went to Lakota, North Dakota. Then I went to Seattle, Washington, came down to 5, and went back to my starting point in San Diego. And when I did that and I completed that, my wife was in the balance. So in the middle of what I thought was God was telling me, and I felt God was impressing upon my heart, in the middle of that, my wife ends up in the hospital fighting for her life with full-blown COVID. Here I am praying for a lot of little knucklehead guys that look like that they don't care about life, they don't care about themselves. And I'm praying for them, and I'm concerned about them, those that could even probably get in my face and say different things and stuff. But I still cared about them over my wife at the time. I was like, man, God, am I going to sacrifice my wife on a whim or something that I think that you gave me to do? And then I get back to San Diego, and then I'm rushing to get back to San Diego. I'm nervous because I'm trying to hold it together because I really love my wife. And then I shoot to San Diego and then shoot to the hospital. When I shoot to the hospital, I only had 30 minutes to talk to my wife before they put her under, and they put her on a ventilator. So she was on a ventilator for about 3 or 4 weeks. I made a movie, and the name of the movie is A Prayer for the Country. And what I'm doing is really praying for a lot of the young knucklehead kids that's out there in them streets, and they feel like they ain't got no choice but to take a gun and just blow each other away. And that's what my concern is. I don't have the language because I'm 63 years old, so I don't have the same language. I can't speak the same lingo.
Oh, you speaking it.
But
you speaking
I wanted to do something for the young kids. And in my movie, you don't see a bunch of young kids because it's not about sitting and trying to converse back and forth and argue back and forth with different issues and stuff. My heart was just to reach out and pray, because mama told me when I was a kid, prayer changes things. My daddy told me when I was a kid, prayer changes things. And so that's all I knew to do. I mean, when you look at all of the killings in the schools, you got to say to yourself, when they took prayer out of schools, is it really that much better now? When they took prayer out of schools, is it really? I'm not talking about, I ain't got nothing against the Hindu, I ain't got nothing against Muslim, I ain't got nothing against any other religion. But in the schools, they had a lot of prayer, and it was based on Christianity, but still, it was prayer going on, and it keeps you in a different frame of mind. Yep. So those that are atheists, if you don't believe in God, you could just remain silent. It don't have to have nothing to do with you, but it still will put you in a different frame of mind. If you are a different religion, you don't have to be putting your hands on your heart or do different things that the Christianity might require for you to do, but just remain silent. But I still ask myself, when they took prayer out of school, is it really that much better? Because when I grew up in Fremont High, out there in LA, I saw the kids beat the teachers out of the classroom. And the teachers were hiding behind some of the other students talking about, please save me, save me. And I never saw that. I never saw that coming. But now that you've taken that out of school, is it much more better now? But it's just the scriptures is following itself. The scriptures is fulfilling itself. Every generation will go wiser and weaker. We got more information now, so you're more wiser. All of the information you got at your fingertips look like we should be the most kindest, lovingest, smartest, strongest people on the planet. But we can't wait to backstab each other, and that's my concern. Can we stop backstabbing each other, come together as one? Forget the system that's telling all of the women that to divorce you. You don't need a man, and you divorce your husband and take him to the cleaners and wipe his whole bank account out. Forget, that's the system that's grooming your mind. It's other ways that you can handle things. Even when you go through failure, it's other ways that you can handle things that your kids don't end up being a football back and forth in a relationship where y'all fighting each other.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be that. The system is setting that up for you guys to be on Section 8 and welfare and all these stimulus that's being handed out for a free ride. So when you could go through a separation or something like that, figure something else out, how y'all can, as one, come together for the benefit of the kid.
Because you're still family. Let me tell you this. When you separate from a woman, and a man and a woman separate, it shouldn't be this extreme. You know, what it is like you said, take him to the cleaners, hit him for everything, keep the child away from him. But guess what? That child it's a monster growing inside them because they can't see their daddy, they can't see their grandmother, and you crying about money you're not getting and money that ain't enough and this and that. A little girl gonna sit quiet and take that. But as a little boy grow older, he gonna get tired of mama yelling and arguing and can't see her daddy and saying she ain't got it and she can't do it. He gonna go out there and try to get it himself. And he gonna get it the wrong way, and he gonna end up in the wrong place. All of this comes from not being able to co-parent the right way. A social worker needs to be involved when a couple split up. If you're not married, put a social worker in the middle of it. Guess what? Not to take the kids from neither one of the parent, but to make sure both of the kids have equally rights.
Yeah.
Both of the parents have equally rights to the kids. That's
bro.
it.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sign off. A lot of things you do, you're taking your life in your own hands. When you think that you're getting away, it's going to catch up with you, bro. It's going to catch up with your sister. They just waiting for the right time to leash that trap on you. But I'm going to tell you this here. When I see the things that the young kids are involving themselves in, they're giving their lives away. So I want to sign off with this here. And this is the subject of my movie. This is the whole essence of my movie that I put on YouTube. Don't take your life. Whatever is left, give it to God. You might not feel like you got nothing, but God can take nothing and make something out of it. Whatever is left, give it to God. I'm signing off with that.
GasolineTV, Bandana the Ragg, the reliable source. We out.